She fell for you fast, and that part was real. Then the age gap stopped feeling exciting and started feeling heavy. This is what happens when attraction finally meets real life. Because love can be honest and still not be easy. And if this feels personal, you are not imagining it. At first, the age difference barely mattered. Chemistry can hide problems that timing will later expose. When you feel deeply seen, your brain lowers its guard, like two people talking till sunrise and calling it destiny. The older one feels alive again. But here's the truth. Bright does not always mean stable. The younger one feels chosen, and being chosen can feel a lot like being understood. You start filling the blanks with hope. You imagine safety, passion, and forever in one person. That fantasy feels strong because it touches an old loneliness. Pay attention to this. Attraction grows fastest where your oldest needs still ache. If you lacked safety, calm can feel like love. If you lacked excitement, danger can feel like love. The age gap can intensify both feelings. One person offers steadiness. This is where it gets interesting. The other offers admiration. And both get hooked on the mirror. Then real life walks in. Then life stages start speaking louder than chemistry. Love may be equal, but timing often is not. One of you is still building an identity. The other may already be protecting a lifestyle. Small choices suddenly feel huge. But here's the truth. Daily rhythms decide more than romance. One wants late nights and risky plans. The other wants quiet, sleep, and fewer surprises. Nobody is wrong here, but different seasons create different needs. You stop fighting about details. Pay attention to this. You start fighting about what life should feel like. One wants movement. The other wants stability. One says, "Let's just see what happens." The other hears, "I cannot promise you anything." This is where it gets painful. A simple plan turns into a fight about the future, and both leave feeling misunderstood. Then experience turns into silent power. The gap is not just years. It can be money, status, and emotional skill. That changes the balance before either person notices. One of you knows the game better. But here's the truth. Knowledge can become control. The older person may guide too much. The younger person may shrink without meaning to. Advice starts sounding like correction. Protection starts feeling like supervision. Even kindness can carry weight. Pay attention to this. If one voice sounds wiser, the other voice gets quieter. Then honesty starts leaving the room. One hides needs to avoid sounding childish. The other hides fear to avoid looking weak. That is how distance grows in silence. This is where it gets dangerous. You are no longer dating each other. You are dating the roles you fell into. Then the outside world enters the relationship. Friends, family, and strangers start writing your story for you. Social pressure can wound even strong attraction, especially when both of you already feel uncertain. A single comment can stay for weeks. But here's the truth. Shame loves an audience. "Is she too young?" starts echoing in your head. "Is he too old?" starts changing how you move together. You become self-aware in public. You laugh less freely. You explain yourselves more often. Pay attention to this. Defending the relationship can replace enjoying it. Then every dinner feels like a courtroom. Every family event feels like a test. One person gets tired of proving it. The other gets tired of apologizing for it. This is where resentment sneaks in. Love feels private, but pressure makes it perform. And performance kills softness. Then the future shows up with a deadline. Age gaps hurt most when clocks start ticking differently. One of you feels there is still time. The other feels time getting louder every year. That changes every serious conversation. But here's the truth. Love does not stop biology or energy. Kids, marriage, health, and retirement all arrive with numbers. Numbers are cold, even when feelings are warm. You may want the same dream. You may just want it on different timelines. That difference cuts deeper than people admit. Pay attention to this. A delayed decision can feel like rejection. A rushed decision can feel like pressure. So both people start protecting themselves. One stops asking. The other stops answering clearly. This is where it gets heartbreaking. Two people can love each other and still fear the same future. And fear makes honesty expensive. Then insecurity starts rewriting the relationship. The age gap becomes a mirror for every hidden fear. Am I too old for you? Am I too young for you? Those questions change behavior fast. But here's the truth. Insecurity often wears a mask. It can look like jealousy. It can look like distance. It can look like trying too hard. It can even look like perfection. One person tries to stay impressive. Pay attention to this. The other tries to stay worthy. And both become exhausted. Compliments turn into reassurance checks. Silence turns into panic. A missed call turns into a story. And that story is usually cruel. This is where it gets interesting. You stop reacting to each other. You start reacting to your own fear. So what changed everything was not the number alone. It was what that number exposed under pressure. The gap revealed needs, fears, and futures already there. That is why the love can still feel real. Real love is not always enough by itself. But here's the truth. Some couples survive this. They do it by naming the hard things early. They talk about power, pace, family, and timelines without ego. They stop romanticizing the gap. They start managing it. That takes honesty most people avoid. Pay attention to this. If you cannot speak plainly, the age difference will speak for you, and it will not be gentle. Sometimes the healthy ending is not staying. Sometimes it is telling the truth before love turns bitter. This is where healing begins. You grieve the connection, but you stop forcing a future that hurts both of you. And that is a different kind of love. Maybe she fell for you, and maybe you fell hard too. But feelings alone could not carry what real life demanded. That does not make the love fake. It makes it human. If this story felt familiar, subscribe for more honest insight. And if you are living it now, choose truth over fantasy.